Greg Gutfeld and Elena Musa's relationship is a fascinating example of balance in a world often defined by extremes. While Greg thrives in the chaotic and contentious media spotlight, Elena prefers to remain in the shadows, leading a quiet and private life. Together, they form a partnership that not only endures the pressures of fame, but flourishes because of their complementary dynamics. Greg has never been shy about crediting Elena for her influence in his life. In interviews, he often speaks fondly of his wife, calling her his greatest source of calm and perspective. Her ability to stay grounded, even when Greg's opinions spark public outrage, is something he deeply admires. Elena's quiet strength is a stark contrast to Greg's fiery persona, creating a yin-and-yang dynamic that keeps their relationship in harmony. What if the secret to Greg Gutfeld's fiery success wasn't his sharp wit, polarizing opinions, or groundbreaking presence in media, but the woman who stands quietly by his side? Greg Gutfeld, a name sparks strong emotions across the spectrum, has carved out a place in the media world that few can rival. He's brash, unapologetic, and undeniably magnetic, dominating Fox News with his blend of humor, controversy, and insight. But what if behind this larger-than-life personality lies a lesser-known story, one of love, partnership, and the quiet force of Elena Musa, the woman who has stood beside him through it all? While Greg's outspoken nature grabs headlines, it's Elena who remains the enigma. Who is she? What's her story? How did a fashion powerhouse from Russia end up becoming the anchor in the life of one of the most talked-about men in America? Rumors swirl and questions linger. Does Elena play a role in Greg's polarizing views? How does she handle the media frenzy that follows her husband? And most intriguingly, why has she chosen to remain so far out of the spotlight in a world where fame often demands the opposite? It's time to pull back the curtain on their relationship. From their chance meeting to their private wedding, their unique love story promises to leave you fascinated. So, who is Elena Musa, and what makes her connection to Greg so extraordinary? Stay tuned, because by the end of this journey, you'll discover a side of Greg Gutfeld and his mysterious wife that few have ever seen. Greg Gutfeld's journey to becoming one of the most recognizable faces in the media began far from the spotlight. Born in San Mateo, California, on September 12, 1964, Greg grew up in a modest household steeped in Catholic traditions. His parents, Jacqueline and Alfred Gutfeld, instilled in him a deep sense of discipline and curiosity. Even as a child, Greg stood out for his sharp humor and rebellious streak, traits that would later define his career. As a young boy, Greg displayed an insatiable curiosity about the world around him, often asking questions that left adults both amused and baffled. While his Catholic upbringing shaped his early worldview, it also sparked a questioning nature that eventually led him to challenge traditional norms. This combination of respect for tradition and an appetite for irreverence became a hallmark of his personality. Greg's academic journey took him to the University of California, Berkeley, a decision that would profoundly shape his life. At Berkeley, he majored in English, but it was the campus's political climate that truly left its mark on him. Immersed in an environment dominated by progressive ideologies, Greg found himself both challenged and inspired. Rather than conforming, he developed a unique perspective that blended skepticism, humor, and a knack for seeing the absurd in both extremes of the political spectrum. His early career in journalism began humbly. Greg landed internships and small writing gigs, where he quickly proved himself as a witty and insightful writer. His first significant break came when he joined the American Spectator as an intern. From there, he climbed the ranks, eventually landing roles at prominent publications like Men's Health and Maxim. His unorthodox approach to writing and editing drew attention, and not always for the right reasons. Greg wasn't afraid to push boundaries, often experimenting with bold and unconventional ideas. But his career wasn't without its hurdles. Greg faced criticism, setbacks, and moments of self-doubt, yet he never shied away from being his authentic self. He honed his skills, turning every challenge into an opportunity to refine his voice. These early experiences, rooted in a blend of traditional values, academic exposure, and professional experimentation, set the stage for what would become a remarkable, albeit polarizing, career in media. But how did these humble beginnings lead Greg to become one of the most controversial figures in the media? Greg Gutfeld's journey to stardom at Fox News began with a gamble. In 2007, the network launched a late-night show called Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld, a bold experiment that sought to merge irreverent comedy with current events. The concept was unorthodox. news delivered with a satirical edge, in a time slot typically reserved for reruns and niche programming, and at the center of it was Greg, a man whose wit, sarcasm, and unapologetic personality were perfectly suited for the task. But the early days of Red Eye weren't smooth sailing. Critics were skeptical, viewers were uncertain, and Greg's unconventional humor often pushed boundaries that left some confused and others offended. However, he refused to compromise on his vision. With a mix of biting commentary, offbeat guests, and off-the-wall segments, Greg gradually carved out a dedicated audience of night owls who craved something different from the polished personas and scripted soundbites dominating mainstream media. It was here that Greg's humor-driven approach truly took shape. He wasn't afraid to poke fun at both sides of the political aisle, and his ability to mix absurdity with sharp observations became his signature style. The show's loyal following grew, and Red Eye became a cult hit, showcasing Greg's ability to take risks and make people laugh while still delivering sharp commentary on serious issues. In 2011, Greg's career took a major leap forward when he joined The Five, a daily panel show on Fox News. As one of the 5 co-hosts, Greg quickly became the standout personality. His sharp humor and ability to break down complex topics with wit and clarity set him apart in a sea of serious political pundits. While others debated with gravity, Greg often used humor to make his points, a strategy that resonated with viewers who appreciated a lighter take on heavy topics. Key milestones during this time solidified Greg's rise to prominence. He was no longer just a quirky late-night host. He was now a trusted voice in the media landscape, known for his ability to blend news with comedy in a way that felt both refreshing and relatable. His unique style, which often involved questioning conventional wisdom and embracing the absurd, attracted a wide audience. Attracted by media entertainment, he took the role of host on television, supported by broadcasting landscape. In 2021, Greg took his career to new heights with the launch of Gutfeld, a prime-time late-night talk show that rivaled traditional network powerhouses like Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert. The move was a bold statement. Fox News wasn't just a cable news channel, it was entering the realm of mainstream entertainment. The show's success was a testament to Greg's ability to evolve and remain relevant in a competitive media landscape. As Greg's star continued to rise, he became a household name, but not without his fair share of controversies. Greg Gutfeld has never been one to shy away from controversy. It's a significant part of what has defined his public persona. Whether you love him or loathe him, there's no denying that Greg's unapologetic style and bold opinions have made him one of the most polarizing figures in media today. One of Greg's most infamous moments came in 2009, when he made headlines with comments about Canada's military involvement in Afghanistan. During an episode of Red Eye, Greg sarcastically mocked Canada's decision to take a break from combat operations, joking that the country's military would be relaxing while wearing bright red uniforms and riding horses. While Greg intended it as humor, the remarks sparked outrage in Canada, with military officials and citizens alike demanding an apology. Although he later issued a statement expressing regret, the incident solidified his reputation as someone who didn't mind crossing the line. Another flashpoint came during the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, where Greg's commentary on the issue ignited heated debates. While many media figures adhered to predictable narratives, Greg's views often strayed from the mainstream, questioning the effectiveness of US intervention and raising uncomfortable questions about global politics. His detractors accused him of being dismissive, while his supporters praised his willingness to challenge conventional wisdom. Even within the walls of Fox News, Greg's outspoken nature hasn't always sat well with his colleagues. Reports of clashes with co-hosts on The Five occasionally surfaced, fueled by Greg's sharp humor and tendency to cut through traditional political rhetoric. While these on-air disagreements sometimes made for awkward moments, they also highlighted his authenticity. Greg wasn't afraid to speak his mind, even if it ruffled feathers. These controversies have had a dual effect on Greg's public image. On one hand, they've painted him as a divisive figure, someone who thrives on stirring the pot and challenging societal norms. On the other hand, they've also earned him a loyal fan base that admires his courage to be different. For many, Greg represents a rare breed of media personality, one who refuses to conform, no matter the cost. But these moments of conflict are only one side of Greg Gutfeld's story. Beneath the brash humor and provocative commentary lies a more complex individual. Greg has often spoken about how his humor is a defense mechanism, a way of dealing with the chaos of the world around him. And while his public persona is bold and unfiltered, Those closest to him describe a much quieter, more introspective man. But behind the public persona lies a quieter, more private side of Greg, one that revolves around his wife, Elena Musa. Elena Musa may not be a household name, but she is undeniably the woman who brings balance and grounding to Greg Gutfeld's whirlwind life. Born and raised in Russia, Elena's early years were shaped by a culture rich in tradition and resilience. Her upbringing instilled in her a strong sense of independence and creativity, qualities that would later define her personal and professional journey. After completing her education in the United States, Elena found her passion in the world of fashion. Her sharp eye for design and unique aesthetic propelled her to success in the competitive industry. One of her most notable achievements was the launch of her brand, Musa Project. Focused on high-end, bespoke pieces, the brand reflected Elena's sophisticated yet bold vision. Her work gained recognition for its craftsmanship and attention to detail, earning her respect among peers and clients alike. Elena's life took an unexpected turn when she crossed paths with Greg Gutfeld at a Maxim magazine conference. At the time, Greg was working as an editor, and Elena was part of the magazine's photo team. What began as a professional connection quickly blossomed into something more. Their shared sense of humor and mutual ambitions laid the foundation for a deep bond. Their whirlwind romance was a testament to their undeniable chemistry. Despite Greg's hectic media career and Elena's demanding work in fashion, the couple managed to prioritize their relationship. They kept their wedding private, away from the prying eyes of the media, emphasizing their desire for an intimate and personal celebration of their love. Together, Greg and Elena have built a life that reflects their unique personalities. They reside in a stunning mid-century modern lake house, a space that offers serenity and escape from the chaos of public life. Both have spoken about their decision to stay child-free, a choice that allows them to focus on their passions and enjoy life at their own pace. Elena's preference for privacy stands in stark contrast to Greg's public persona, but this balance seems to be the secret to their enduring relationship. Elena's presence in Greg's life is more than that of a supportive spouse. She is his sounding board, his confidant, and as Greg often puts it, his best friend. Her ability to remain grounded amidst the media frenzy surrounding Greg is a testament to her strength and But what makes their relationship so unique? And how does Elena stay grounded amidst Greg's high-profile career? Behind the scenes, Elena plays a pivotal role in supporting Greg's career. Though she avoids the public eye, her presence is unmistakable in Greg's life. Friends and colleagues describe her as his rock, a steadying force who helps him navigate the ups and downs of being a polarizing figure. Whether it's providing thoughtful advice or simply being a source of comfort after a particularly challenging day, Elena's support is unwavering. Despite their differences, the couple shares several interests that strengthen their bond. Both Greg and Elena have an appreciation for art and design, which is evident in their mid-century modern lake house. The home serves as a sanctuary where they can escape the demands of Greg's high-profile career. They also share a love of travel, exploring new destinations together whenever their schedules allow. What makes their relationship particularly unique is their ability to embrace their contrasting personalities without trying to change each other. Greg's quick wit and irreverence are balanced by Elena's calm demeanor and thoughtful perspective. While Greg thrives on engaging with the public and tackling controversial topics head-on, Elena's quieter nature offers a sense of peace and stability. Their mutual respect for individuality is a cornerstone of their relationship. Their decision to remain child-free is another defining aspect of their partnership. For Greg and Elena, this choice reflects their shared understanding of what works best for their lifestyle and goals. It's a decision that has allowed them to focus on their passions and invest deeply in their relationship, free from the societal expectations that often come with marriage. As we peel back the layers of Greg's personal life, we uncover not just a loving partnership, but also his surprising life beyond the camera. Away from the bright lights of television, Greg Gutfeld is a man with surprisingly relatable interests and deeply personal beliefs. His libertarian views shape much of his public persona, emphasizing personal freedom and skepticism of big government. While his political stance often puts him at odds with both ends of the political spectrum, Greg sees it as an extension of his belief in individuality. His agnostic outlook further reflects this independent mindset. He's open about questioning traditional norms without dismissing the perspectives of others. Music is another major part of Greg's identity. Unlike the polished persona some may expect, Greg has a deep love for rock and heavy metal, which often takes center stage in his off-camera life. Bands like Power Trip and Guar have a special place in his heart, and he's been known to pay tribute to them both on his shows and in interviews. For Greg, music is more than just entertainment. It's a form of expression that connects him to his younger, rebellious self. Greg's love for music is tied to some of his fondest memories. He's often shared anecdotes about attending concerts and discovering new bands as a teenager, experiences that shaped his worldview and inspired his unapologetic approach to life. These stories remind his audience that beneath the public persona is someone who loves the simple joys of loud guitars and passionate lyrics. Another facet of Greg's personal life is his growing desire to leave New York City. While he appreciates the energy and opportunity the city offers, he often speaks about craving a quieter, slower-paced life. This aspiration ties into his relationship with Elena and their shared desire for balance. Their lake house offers a glimpse into what Greg envisions for his future: peaceful surroundings, creative freedom, and fewer distractions. Greg's quirks, like his obsession with finding the perfect coffee or his humorous take on mundane daily routines, make him relatable to his fans. These moments of normalcy contrast sharply with his larger-than-life media presence and remind people that at his core, Greg is just a guy who enjoys music, meaningful conversations, and a good laugh. But what does the future hold for Greg Gutfeld and his wife Elena Musa? Greg Gutfeld's story is one of contrasts, a man who has built a career on bold opinions and humor while leading a deeply personal and grounded life behind the scenes. From his humble beginnings in California to his rise as one of the most talked-about figures in media, Greg has never shied away from being himself. But beyond the controversies and public persona lies a quieter side: a devoted husband who finds balance and support in his wife, Elena Musa. Elena's influence is undeniable. While Greg tackles the chaos of the media world, Elena remains his steady anchor, offering wisdom and calm when he needs it most. Their unique partnership, defined by mutual respect and a shared sense of individuality, is a testament to how love can thrive even in the most high-pressure environments. Greg's journey reminds us that people are more than the labels they're given. He's not just a commentator or comedian. He's a music lover, a dreamer, and someone who values connection over conformity. Together, Greg and Elena paint a picture of a couple who embrace their differences and create harmony in their way. What surprises you most about Greg and Elena's story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that uncover the people behind the headlines.